Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my day 3 of my 100-day challenge. Things are going really well. I'd like to first give you an update about what's happened today, which has been really good day. And I'm also going to follow on from some tips that I gave yesterday. I'm going to tell you about a few things that have helped me. So first of all, an update. Well, I was watching the usual house property porn on TV, and it was Kirsten Phil tonight, relocation, and what should pop up at the end. If you're finding trouble finding a fantastic house, your dream house, finding it a challenge, then apply to be on the show. So that's exactly what I've done. So I've got a really good feeling about this. I really think that that's going to happen. I can see myself on the show perhaps later in the year, and I think that's one way that we're going to find our dream house. So I'll let you know what happens with that. This morning I had a meeting that I thought was going to be very challenging, very difficult, and because of that I planned ahead a lot. I thought things through, thought through the arguments, and I actually achieved what I wanted to achieve out of it. It was fantastic. Couldn't have dreamt for a better outcome. So that went really well. And the third thing is that I said yesterday that I was going to spend some more time with my friends, and I have texted some of my friends that I think I've neglected a little bit over the last few months, and I am sorting some dates out for having meals, and friends of ours invited us over, stay over with them, so that's going to go really well. And I've also arranged for some lunch dates as well with some work colleagues of mine, so that'll be really nice. Okay, I'd like to leave you with some tips and some hints that I've picked up, and hopefully they may be of use to someone else. I can't honestly remember where I got some of these, so I do apologise if I'm stealing some of these, but I'll try and pinpoint where I've got some of these things before, where I can remember. My memory is pretty rubbish. So first of all, thinking about new ideas. Often quite difficult to think up new original thoughts, but there's a few different techniques that I've come across. One is to take an issue and just simply reverse it, turn it upside down, see what that looks like. Another related issue to that, another way of doing it, is to think about how things used to be. So think how something worked 50 years ago. That often gives different ideas. Another thing is to relate what you're trying to think about. So for example, it could be how to market a training course, and relate it to some other object. So it could be a bag of sweets. So in that circumstance, you think, well, okay, the sweets say what you can expect. They have ingredients, they have different flavours, so perhaps you should have different flavours of training course. You could have ones that perhaps are easier ones to digest, so very sweet ones that everyone likes, so orange ones, and you can have the more challenging ones like coffee. don't you always find those the chocolates or the sweets left over? The third thing on new ideas is something called the Six Thinking Hats, and that was Edward de Bono, who has published several books on this. Basically, the idea is that you, when you're trying to assess options or come up with new ideas, what you can do is have six thinking hats. First of all, you have a red hat, which is gut feel, how everyone feels about this. Everyone wears their a particular hat one at a time. You can talk about how positive something could be, so everyone just focuses on the positive, great things about how things could be if everything worked out beautifully, so that's called the yellow hat. The converse to that is the black hat, so this is deep storm cloud thinking. What could go wrong? There's the white hat, which is all about facts and figures, and there's the kind of antidote to the red gut feel hat. The green hat is all about new ideas. How do you maximise the benefits? How do you minimise the costs? And finding ways around it, new ideas. And finally, the blue hat is almost a NATO peacekeeping troop hat. So this is a kind of procedural hat. So the idea is that you tell everyone to wear a particular hat or focus on a particular facet of the argument and really apply themselves to that. Very, very quick and yield fantastic results. Absolutely amazing. Another thing that I'd like to talk about is planning. I'm a recent convert to planning my work a lot more. I used to be very much a kind of plunge in, see how things go kind of guy. So I have 3 tips on that really. First of all, you should identify what really outrageous success looks like. So think about what success looks like and magnify it. Just really reach for the stars. The way I think about it is, even if you get halfway there, it's better than aiming for mediocre. So that's my first tip there. Secondly, just brain dump everything that occurs to you about what needs to be done. That helps get everything down on paper, out of your mind, and you can try and pull some of these things together. And the very, very last one is perhaps what's quite important for keeping your feet on the ground. Always think about the very, very, very next physical action. Now this one is one specifically taken from David Allen and getting things done, and that's something that's really, really worked for me, so really kept my feet on the ground. So there's some tips about how to generate new ideas and also how to plan out your work so that you can be really, really amazing. So I'll leave you with that, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.